Okay. All righty, guys. Beth and I are super excited. Today we have the one and only Debra Lawson. Debra Lawson is a Diamond Ambassador. She lives in Mississippi. Her husband, Jerry Lawson, is also a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. And you guys, they have been with Plexus since 2010, okay? She's going on her 7th year as a Plexus Ambassador. Her and Jerry are really, they are the Plexus pioneers. I thought me and Beth have been doing this for a while, going into our 4th year. We're still babies. 7 years, guys. So we have so much to learn from them. Debra has been doing this, like we said, for almost 7 years. They did not have the resources and the tools back then that we have now. And yet, look how successful they have managed to be with their business. So we're so blessed to have her today in our call. We're going to have Debra share her story with us, and then she has some great little tips, tools for us that she's going to go into after that. Debra, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so I don't give you any background noise. So we'll just hand it over to you. Thank you, Debra.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful honor to be on one of my favorite person's team call, Beth and Ariele. And let me just tell you, take advantage of being with the 2 best diamonds ever. I know that this team is well trained and y'all know everything. In fact, I'm not sure that I can contribute anything except maybe just to share a little bit about where we started and why you want to continue. So that's kind of where I'm at. My name is Debra Lawson, and I'm from a little town called Ackerman. In fact, I affectionately call it Mayberry. If you need the sheriff's phone number, I've got it right here, and he would answer right this minute for me. But little bitty town, we don't even have a stoplight, okay? So when we started, and the reason I started was because my husband became sick. In fact, he ended up in the hospital where he ended up staying for 4 days, 3 nights. And when he came home with a big old bag of stuff and 4 shots a day to help to balance out blood sugar. I came home with fear. Fear of what in the world, Lord, are we going to do? You see, my husband's a pastor, and we live in the church's home. It's a beautiful home, but it's not ours. And should he not be able to continue pastoring, well, we would be without a home, period. And can you hear me okay? If you can, okay, good. So we would be without a home. So every night, of course, my husband is having to take his medication, and he's at nighttime he's giving himself a shot, and at nighttime I'm going to bed, not being able to sleep, wondering what are we going to do, how are we going to live, are we going to be out of a home. And I did have a credit card debt of over $13,000. I had been in a previous selling makeup, and of course you had to have lots of inventory. On the outside, it looked like I was very successful with them. I had the car and everything, but truly on the inside, no. I was credit card debt, $13,000, and going to bed. My husband did not know about that debt either. So here I am, scared about how am I going to pay for that. He doesn't know anything about it. It's not working, so I need a 9-to-5 job and no home. Should he be not able to continue? So I knew that the answer was simple. I was going to have to go find a 9-to-5 job. It's that simple. But where do I go? And nobody is going to hire. I had 2 strikes against me. I was fat and 50, and I knew no one was going to hire that, okay? So I thought, okay, if I can just lose a little bit of weight, maybe that would help a little bit. But which diet do I go on? I've been on every kind of diet you can imagine. And yes, I can lose weight on those diets. Most people can. But the problem is sustaining it, keeping the weight off. And that's where I was at, not being able to keep the weight off once you went on that diet. And someone mentioned Plexus. I happened to be at a little meeting, and they mentioned Plexus. I very quietly wrote the name down, didn't want anybody to know that I was even thinking about another diet. And do you have any clue why I didn't want someone to know I was thinking about another diet? Failure. I was totally scared of another failed diet. I don't know if you can get that or not, but the last thing I needed was another failure. So went home, Googled it for 4 months, finally showed it to my husband, and he said, well, why don't you try it? We'll both do it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want you to do it because you can tell everybody that I'm on a diet, and I don't want anybody to know I'm on a diet. And but we both decided to try it, and he had seen the part about where it said it may help to regulate blood sugar. And so he was really curious about that. So he was all about all natural. If he could get away from synthetic drugs, he was all about all natural. So we both went on it. Within just a couple of weeks, we realized that not much weight, but inches. Oh my goodness, we could tell the inches. So we thought, well, maybe there really is something to this. And I ended up having a launch party at my house. Well, no, at a Sweet Temptations. Had 13 people to come. 12 signed up. I had something that night. 6 people came. 4 signed up. And on the way home, I'm thinking, I better tell 2 of these friends about it, or they're going to be really mad if they hear about it from someone. And living in a small town, guess what happens? I mean, news travels very fast. So I invited them over to my house, and they came over at my house at 8:30 and 9 o'clock that night. They both signed up. And the next day, I had a little breakfast. One person came. She signed up. Within 4 days, I had 20 people to sign up. I went fast start gold in 4 days. I ended up getting a phone call from this guy, and Jerry's standing there, and he's like, who is it? Who is it? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, some guy named Tarl. He's just saying congratulations. I don't know who it is, Jerry. So anyway, lesson number 1, know who your CEO is, okay? So when he calls, you'll know who it is. You'll be a little bit more respectful than I was. So here I am. We got the checks in from that Fast Start Gold, and I didn't even cash them. I was scared. I didn't know. The previous business I was in, we were always told that MLM was a scam. So there's no way that I wanted to be a part of a scam. So I went and Googled all about multi-level marketing companies. And what I found was that, oh my goodness, what a wonderful, legit way to earn a living. I mean, everything I read was so powerful and so awesome. And by the way, the company that I was with was in the list of all the network marketing companies. So they were one, they just didn't claim to be one. So I went to the bank as fast as I could and cashed those checks. And Jerry and I decided that maybe this was the way we were going to try to, for me to make some extra money instead of the 9-to-5 job that I had been looking for. And I remember distinctly standing in front of the window, and I want to make sure I got all my notes. Standing in front of the kitchen window, and Tarl called. And so we were just talking, and I said, oh, Tarl, let me just tell you something. Jerry and I both have decided that I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do it. And he is supporting me 100%. And what that meant for us was, as a pastor's wife, you know, you have, I feel like I had to be involved in everything. And you really don't. Okay. There's a few things that, you know, really is God first, not church. God first. And so we decided that I would scale back on my responsibilities and just do a few things. And I would really work this business hard. And so and we're going to give it a year. So Tarl calls, and I'm telling him all of this. And he says, oh, Debra, please, whatever you do, please do not ever stop. I promise you, we are on to something huge. Now, understand, what we had at that point was a breast check kit. I haven't had hardly any sales for breast check kit. We had the breast cream. Yes, it was called the breast cream. And let me just tell you, trying to tell a room full of men and women about the breast cream and keeping a straight face without sniggering, and because this lady didn't even say the word bra, okay, in front of mixed company or in front of women, okay? So to say the word breast cream was huge for me. And then to tell them how you do the breast check kit, okay? So we had the breast check kit, the breast cream, and the slim. That was it. Oh, wait. We had 2 pieces of paper that we worked with, and they were a copy of a copy of a copy that we had put together, okay? It was the ingredient, the Plexus products and the ingredients, 3 products, and the power of 3. That was what we worked with. So here we are, and he's saying, please don't ever quit. I promise you we're on something big. And I'm like, okay. But y'all, I believed it. And why? Because of what the product has done for me and Jerry. Here my husband is having to take 4 shots to help to regulate that blood sugar, and he's now on 0. That's huge. I mean, wonderful. I ended up being able to lose 65 pounds and inches. Y'all, I went from oh gosh, I don't even know if I can tell you what size, but I lost 5 dress sizes. Okay, I was in a 24. I'm just going to tell you, I was in a 24. I was pushing out of a 24, going into something bigger, and I would go in the dressing room crying, thinking, what am I going to do, and when is it going to stop? Y'all, I know the desperate mode that you can get in. And even those people who are in a 12 wondering, oh, please don't make me go up to 14. You know, they're worried about that. And I totally get it. I totally get it. And I want to tell you, Plexus is an awesome tool. You have to work with it, but it is an awesome tool to help you stay on track and to get on track to being a healthier and better you, a better mom, a better wife, whatever that is. All right. Y'all, my passion, and that's exactly all I can tell you is that it was such a passion to share the product, a passion to help other people have the success I was having. I would look at people and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I know how you feel. And I want you to feel like I do. I want you to have the results I'm having. I would look at someone at the grocery store and you could tell that they were counting how many things they would put in their grocery cart. And they were really strict, trying to stay by their list. Y'all, I didn't have to do that anymore. I know how that felt. I knew how it felt, cringing and holding your breath as the cashier is finally totaling up all your groceries, and you're praying, please, dear God, I hope I didn't mess up and do the count wrong, and praying that your check goes through. And if it doesn't, having to put things back. I know how that felt. And I knew that I had something that could help literally all of my friends, all of my family, and people I didn't know. But it was a passion to help people. You see, if you can get it off of you and about what you can do for others, you've won the battle. Because it truly is about them. It is not about you. And if you ever start thinking and getting that, oh, it's all about me and I need to earn the watch, then don't misunderstand. Those are awesome goals, and that's a goal you should have. But the main goal is, who can I help today? God, send someone in my path that I can help today. Send one in my path that I can share with today that needs what I have, the products I have. So we ended up getting a few extra products, the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse. And on another call, I will tell you how we individually got our ProBio 5. Y'all, our products have been God divine, sent by God. There is no doubt in my mind how we've gotten our products and how they each came into our lap at each time that we needed something. Y'all, the passion is huge. All right, turn the page, Debra. I told you that we had 2 pieces of paper, and that was it. We worked tirelessly. We went in. How did we work our business? Because I still don't know much about Facebook. I do Facebook, but I'm not sure that I'm doing anything right. But we went door to door, folks. We traveled. I ended up with 2-3 cars that ended up having over 30,000 miles on it. Even my new Lexus now that I have has 135,000 on it. But we traveled. We went place to place and knocked on doors and shared with people what Plexus was doing. We were bold. I would go to a dress shop, and I can remember being in the dress shop, and I picked who I wanted to go to. And when I got up there, I had my cards ready now. My purse is loaded of things that I need. So I got up there and I was smiling, and she goes, boy, you look like you're really happy today. And I said, I am. I said, oh my gosh, I didn't have to shop on that side of the shop. Now, she knew exactly what I was talking about. The the women's clothing and then the ladies' clothing. And I'm like, I didn't have to shop on that side. I'm so excited. She goes, girl, what did you do? And I said, oh my gosh, let me show you. And I showed her my before picture. She looks down, she looks up, she looks down, she goes, what did you do? So I started sharing. Y'all, in Jackson, Mississippi, I got that lady's name, her social security number, and her credit card, and her date of birth, and that lady signed up on the spot. Why? I have a passion. And the passion was what it was doing for me, but what it could do for her. Y'all, whenever you're walking with the Lord, His presence is there, and it does allude and gives a presence of someone who is trustworthy. And above all, that's what we've got to be, is trustworthy. So, but that's not the only time that I've been able to sign people up on the spot. So it does take being a little bold, but also knowing where to back off. And while I'm on that subject, I will tell you that I had a girl. Yes, I'm working for the watch. And it's down to the wire, and I'm working for the watch. I need one more. But I've been talking to this girl online, and in fact, she had been an ambassador for me a couple of years ago. So she messaged me, and she goes, Debra, okay, I want to try again. I said, okay, let's do it. And so we'd already decided what she was going to get. I'm on my way to Gatlinburg with the youth, and she messaged me, and her message was, oh, Debra, a girl in my town is now selling plexus, and I'm kind of thinking I might need to go with her and all. Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. Well, y'all, I couldn't even answer her. My feelings were so hurt. I couldn't answer. And the next day I couldn't answer. And I knew I had to do something because I valued this girl's friendship. In fact, she's still in that makeup company. And so finally, the second day I got the answer. So I messaged her back and I said, oh my goodness, I understand, but I was working on a goal, a huge goal. And I know you understand that because of the business that you're in as well. And I was really counting on you. But I won't be mad, but I was really counting on you. She messages me back and she goes, oh, Debra, no worries. I told you first. And so she ordered. And so sometimes it takes being bold. And I'm being bold, but being correct, okay? Not being bold and taking someone else's customer, all right? So I wasn't taking anyone else's customer. I was just trying to keep mine. And so being bold, but also being soft as well. So make sure that you're doing that. You got to have passion. You got to be bold, okay? So I want you to do that. Be bold when you're out in public. Listen to the people behind you. Learn how to craft a conversation with someone. If they have a baby, oh my goodness, that one's easy. And just start talking. Are you wanting to sell them plexus right there on the stop like I did the girl at the dress shop? No. But you can develop that relationship. You can do what we didn't know to do or didn't have, and that's get them on Facebook as a friend and then start drifting. Those are things that you can do. So think along those lines about when you're out and about to get the names of people that you're conversing with, and make that a habit. Go to the grocery store. Go look at cereal, and if there's a lady there, or find someone that you want to talk to, go to that aisle and figure out how to make a conversation with them. And everybody likes to talk. Everyone likes to give their favorite recipe, okay? So find a way to talk to people in grocery stores, hair salons, wherever you're at. I had one friend who told me his favorite place to pick up people was at the donut shop. So, there's all kinds of places to pick up people. I will tell you that I was at Sam's and was talking to a teacher there. And I didn't know her. I just met her there at the Sam's, and she signed up in the parking lot. Y'all, their people are out there. They're worried. They're worried about their health. They're worried about their weight. They're worried about their finances. And you've heard many a times people go to bed, not really keeping them awake. It is, how am I going to pay for those bills? And as large as I was, what was keeping me awake at night? Where are we going to live? How are we going to pay for our bills? So be thoughtful. Ask the Lord to show you people that are in your path. We grew Plexus in the beginning by sharing one-on-one. I started April 2010, and March 2011, Sheila Medina, yes, the queen of Plexus, she became Emerald. She became Emerald in March. I became Emerald in April. So 1 year later, I became the second Emerald ambassador in Plexus. After that, I became a diamond, and my husband became a diamond. We were the first diamond couple in Plexus. I want to share with you, I do know the ups and downs that you've had in Plexus, and y'all, this is well, if you're counting the new system that we're going to have, this will be our fourth system that we've gone through. So I know the struggles, and I totally get it. I understand that you're probably ready to pull your hair out, and you're thinking, when is it going to stop? And I get it. But I can guarantee you that our CEO, Tar Robinson, gets it even more. Even more. His heart hurts. And that's where I want to share with you just a little bit today about our CEO. Whenever you've had a chance to, and when we grew the business, we did it individually, going out. We did it as a team, going out. But Tarl would come for a week, and we'd get in our, I think I had a Camry at the time, a 5-passenger car, and we made it a 2-passenger because the back seat was full and the trunk was full. Okay, and I'd have products. I'd have the welcome kit, all kind of products in my back seat, and our luggage was in the trunk. And we would go place to place and hold meetings. You get to know a lot about someone whenever you're traveling with them. And I will tell you that he has a heart of gold. He is that guy that he has an old heart. He loves people. And I know you can't tell it because sometimes he feels like he might be a little bit of introvert or can't talk, but he truly loves people, and he wants to help. I asked him one time, I said, Tarl, I said, we need some more products. And this is when we had just a couple of products. And he said, Debra, I know. He said, but I'm after stellar products. I want those products that you just can't find anywhere else. And they actually do what they say they're going to do. And they really help people. Y'all, what do we have in our store? We have those one-of-a-kind products. You can't find them anywhere else. He succeeded. He is doing what he said he was going to do. Stellar products. So when we get those, they are stellar products. So be thankful for those that we do get. I remember sharing with Tarl one Friday afternoon, and I always try to have something kind of lighthearted to tell him because I can always imagine all the headaches that he probably has all during the week. Can you imagine? I know my husband was an engineer at one time, and he had a plant of like 400 women. And he said there's nothing like working with 400 women. Can you imagine all the PMS going on at the same time? So can you imagine Tarl and all the women that he's working with? But anyway, so we were talking. I said, Tarl, I got something to tell you. I want to tell you something. I said, in our ladies' Sunday school class, I asked everyone to share what God has done for you this past week. So they kind of went around the room and got to this one lady. She stood up and she goes, now, Debra, don't be upset, but I've got to share what Plexus has done for me. You see, I don't share Plexus and I don't sell it at church. Okay, we only sell one product at church, and that's Jesus. So anyway, she stood up and she said, Debra, she goes, y'all have been able to lose 75 pounds. And of course, she got a huge applause. And of course, she didn't have to tell us how much weight she lost because we could see it. And she goes, and another thing, single mom, y'all both know, single mom, and her daughters were teenagers. You know, that's even more expensive. And she said, I'm able to make $200 extra a month and not do anything. It's, you know, just at school, just sharing at school, and I'm able to make $200 extra. And so I'm sharing this with Tarl, and I said, Tarl, I want you to know in rural Mississippi, $200 extra is huge. She is so excited for her weight loss and her $200 extra a month. And I just want you to know that you are empowering women and families to do better. He said, well, hold on just a minute. So he went, you could hear him, and he closed the door. He came back and he sat down in his chair. He said, I got something I want to tell you. He said, we had told our team, meaning the employees, that when we got to a certain amount of sales, and I think it was 1 million in one day, that we were going to have a huge party. And it was a weekend party. And he said, and they were able to bring a guest. So here we are at this party, and loads and loads of food. And y'all can identify, y'all probably know all the food that was there and then some. And he said, this one particular person did not eat that night. They would not eat supper. And I'm like, why? And he said, because they thought they had to pay for the meal. I want you to let that sink in. Thought they were going to have to pay for the meal. He said, later I found out that they lost their $200 in cash on the dance floor. He said, of course, anonymously, they got $200 back in their hotel room. We slipped in under the door. And he says, but it made me stop and think and realize that $200 is huge. It makes a huge impact on families. And he said, here I am. I get so caught up and busy in writing $200,000 checks that it made me stop and realize $200 is huge. Now, y'all, it's not by accident that I had a $200 story to tell and he had a $200 story to tell. He needed to hear that what he was doing was on track, and he's doing a good job. And that is his vision, that is his purpose, is to help us make an income. And I could tell you so many different ways how the comp plan is totally different than others, in just the small little ways that they do it. But and it's designed that way because they wanted to make sure that we had the biggest and the most profit. Whenever he does say we get 50%, he truly wants it to be 50%. He's had an audit, an outside audit to figure out what the earnings were. Do you know what the findings were? Ambassadors were making 50.2 and 51.6% more than the company. And that is exactly what he wanted. Yes, we're making more than the company. And that's what he wants. I want to share with you something. There was a single mom. And she didn't become single on her own. That wasn't her intent, but she ended up divorced, and she had a baby, and she ended up being homeless. Didn't have any place to stay. And so a friend invited her to stay in her garage. Now, there's no running water or anything in the garage, so she had to go to a local service station in order to do any kind of business or anything like that, for the water and stuff. But no running water or anything like that. And at night, in order to fill her son's belly, he was 2, she would pop popcorn, so that his belly would be full before he went to bed, and he would be able to sleep. With this single mom, she loved her son dearly, and she tried and did the best thing. He is an awesome man. He understands more than you could ever know that about him. I hope my internet's doing good. But he understands the struggles. He understands the struggles that we have. And that's why he's here, to make a difference. And so I'm hoping that you can kind of a little bit understand a little bit more about him. In this business, it's an easy business, but it is called work, and it's called work for a reason, because you have to work for it. Your team is trained very well. I don't need to train you on anything. All you need to do is to have that passion. have that passion, and have that boldness to go out and do what your team has taught you to do. You have two great diamond leaders. They know what to do, and you just need to dig in and do it. You don't need to look to the left or the right. You need to put blinders on and say, okay, exactly what steps do you want me to take? Put your blinders on and do those steps. And when you get through that step, or if you get hung up on that step, then you come back and you say, wait just a minute, this step I'm having a little trouble with. Can you help me? And they will help you through each and every step until you get to the goal that you want. You know what to do. You just got to get out there and do it. And I would challenge each one of you to do this. Walking, and as you can walk with your business, and that means getting a customer here, getting an ambassador there, and next week maybe I'll talk to someone, and next month I'll get another customer, and that's walking. And you can walk, and you can earn a little bit of money in Plexus, and you can help people in Plexus get their health back. But walking is so hard. Very hard. And it will try on your very first nerve, not just your last one, but your first. Running, y'all. Running is where you need to be at. Decide, I want this. I want everything. I want the Garmin watch. I want every prize that Plexus has to offer. I want it all. And I want to help my team members. I want to help my family. And whenever you decide that, and you run with a passion, and you have a boldness, a sweet, pleasant boldness, and go out and do this, you're going to be running, and you're going to be racing, and you're going all the way to the top. And when you get there, Beth, Ariele, myself, we're going to give you a high five and congratulate you on that spot, because you are deserving of getting there. So I hope to see each and every one of you there.
Oh, Debra, I loved everything that you had to say. I took tons of notes. We're in the right place at the right time. Can you hear me? Okay. We're in the right place at the right time. After hearing your stories and hearing about Carl, oh my goodness, if people don't have their belief, they should have their belief after listening to you. It's all about that belief. And I already had that belief, but just hearing those stories, hearing the stories about the $200, y'all, this is the right place right now. And that passion is huge. We are blessed to be a part of Plexus Worldwide, and our executives are doing everything that they can to take care of us. And it's great to hear your perspective. Like you said, you've known them since the beginning for 7 years, so you kind of see stuff that not all of us get to see. So it was just great to hear that whole insight. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, Debra, thank you so much. We are here. We like made it through the whole call. We're so excited, but it was amazing. And knowing Carl and knowing his story, he just wants to take care of us. And I believe that with anything, and knowing them and knowing their hearts and their character, we're truly, truly blessed. We're truly blessed by the family that we call Plexus, by the people that we have met along this journey, like you and so many others. And we are at the right place at the right time, 1,000,000%. And, we say it all the time. Even when we started, we didn't have 1,000,000 resources. We had more than you had, but all we had was belief. And so we would go tell our friends, And so, I think sometimes people are like, I have to know everything. I have to know everything. You don't. You just have to believe. And, if you don't have that belief because you don't have a story yet, grab hold of somebody else's belief. I did not have a story when I started talking about Plexus. I knew it worked for my friends, and so I believed that it worked for them. I didn't even necessarily believe it was going to work for me, but I believed that it worked, period. And so I started sharing. And if I would not have started sharing at that moment, I would probably not be Diamond right now, because somebody else would have talked to my friends and my family and would have shared before I would have. And so I'm just telling you right now, I know without a shadow of a doubt that we are at the right place at the right time with the right executives, and Plexus is going to be around forever, and our families are going to get to have the benefits of the work that we put into now. And I'm so thankful for that, and I'm so thankful that they believe in making it a legacy company for sure.
Awesome. And one other thing, I know Beth has to go, but really quick as well, Debra talked a lot about back to basics, how when they started off, She signed 20 people in 4 days, you guys, by having launch parties, what Beth and I always refer to as sip and sees. And we always tell you guys, it doesn't have to be a huge meeting. It could be meeting with somebody one-on-one, just like Debra said. And y'all, she went door to door. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I'm going to go door to door. I bet you there's people on my that have never heard of Plexus. So really, anybody can do this. You don't have to be fancy with your talking about the products, know all the ingredients. They did this with 3 products. And like she said, one of them was called breast cream. So, I mean, really, it is. It's back to basics. I think sometimes we forget that and we get so caught up in having to do a huge meeting with the PowerPoint, but keep it simple and go back to basics. So, absolutely.
Aren't you glad it's now called body cream?
It was breast cream when Beth and I had, it was still breast cream for a little bit when we had joined as well. So
Yeah.
I never bought it when it was the breast cream though. I waited until it was the body cream.
Now we make those
it truly is
all
good
over
for
their
your
face.
breast.
And they're wiping that breast cream all over their face every night. They just don't know that's what it's called. All right, we got to run. We're at our next meeting, but thank you so much, Debra. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, bye guys. Y'all have a good week.
Bye, Beth. All right, everybody, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Debra, thank you so much for sharing with us. It was great to have you. It was great to hear your perspective on things. So thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. We really appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, guys. Thank you.